so now that we've seen the entire process and Betsy's all done, let's focus on the figure that I received in this swap. First, I want to pop over to the Fwoosh forums and show you guys a little bit about how this whole process works. Here we go. All right, so now that Betsy is old news, she's been, posted, she's been received, she's been revealed. We're gonna forget about her and focus on the figure that I got this year in the swap. But I do want to show kind of what this whole process looks like. And so I've pulled up over here the Fwoosh forums. This is where Squalldraven made this post and organized everything. And I do want to show you kind of how these go about revealing. We've got all these different customizers that have reacted. This is where I posted my figure that you're all about to see. But here's where my Betsy was revealed. And so the user Diddy310 was the recipient of this, had a very great list, one that I really enjoyed. But Betsy's ultimately who I decided with, and so here's where he posted her reveal. He was very, appreciative of the alternate capes, the heads, the hand, the flowers, and he said that the lines were clean, the sculpt was nice, and so kind of was very, very appreciative, and I'm grateful for that. Here you can see he kind of posed her with all of her accessories there. You can see the little red flowers that kind of blend into his table, and then puts her in a little bit more of her iconic pose or her action pose. And so enough about Betsy. We've seen enough about her. Let's pop on over, open my package, and see what I received. All right, and here we are months later. We've gone through, quite the ordeal with lockdown and global pandemic and all sorts of other things. But finally got this package on my doorstep, and it's time to dive in and see what we got. All right, let's check it out. All right, I changed the angle a little bit. I was gonna show you the figure as I opened it, but I thought my reaction as I opened it would be a little bit more interesting. And obviously I'll pull this up and show this in just a second. Looking at the name on the package, it's not one that I recognize. Obviously people use, screen names and Instagram tags and all those different types of things. So I didn't actually know this was it until my wife pointed out that it said Fwoosh on it as well. I saw the teasers, and I do have, I think, a little bit of a guess of what I'm going to get here. And I'm pretty excited, right? This is my second one that I was doing. My first one, I got a long shot from Customs by Matthew. Shout out, go and check him out if you don't have him on Instagram, if you haven't seen him. It's amazing. And so I'm hoping to, keep things going with this. And so I'll go ahead and I'll open it. I'll handle it a little bit. You'll see kind of what my reaction is. And I'll let you know. All right, so the one that I think that it's going to be is I think it's going to be a penance from the Thunderbolts, which is funny because I actually just added that to my list. And I suppose before I open this, I could talk a little bit about what that list was, just kind of off the top of my head. I don't have it printed or anything. But my list consisted of the Phoenix 5, any of them, Namor, Emma Frost, Cyclops, whatever, didn't really matter to me. Mostly because if somebody kind of got that team rolling, it would inspire me to go through and finish that team. That's one that I really like, one that I really want, but I haven't really kind of gotten around to do. And so certainly that took up a big chunk of my list. I know that Modern Star-Lord was on there. One of the more modern Lady Deathstrike looks was something that was on there as well. Angel, after he becomes, that godlike power after the Black Vortex. A lot of the time I'll choose figures that I think I could do, but there's just one thing kind of standing in the way. And so Lady Deathstrike, it's all about the hands. She also wears kind of like a kabuki face paint style, and that wasn't something that I really thought that I had the skill set at that time. Angel has these plasma wings instead of his traditional ones, and so I thought those would be something that somebody else, could figure out for me. And then with the Phoenix 5, there's a lot of that kind of armor sculpt that I thought maybe if I saw how somebody else dealt with it, I could make that a little bit easier as well. And so let's go ahead. I've talked a lot here. Let's tackle this. I think it's Penance. He was just added to my list, and that's another one that I was really excited to kind of put together, but somebody else has done it for me. That would be easy. Ooh, and it looks like I'm correct here. So the first thing I pull out of here, this is actually really cool. I've never seen this before. I don't know if this is a glasses case, but it's a pretty legit It's a pretty legit case. That's cool. It makes what I ship in seem kind of a little bit terrible by comparison. But just kind of looking in the back, you can see there's an alternate head or maybe a removable helmet that you can see there. Here's some hands, some alternates. The scale looks crazy in this thing. Maybe it's just because it's so perfect, but it looks a little bit smaller than the norm or what I'm used to. And yeah, this for sure is penance. And so I'm pretty psyched to take a look at it. I'll turn it around now so that you guys can kind of take a peek as well. And let's pull Robbie out of here. All right, so it looks like this was packed in backwards to conceal some of the surprise, but this is really one of the coolest packagings that I've ever seen, right? It comes in this little flip open. It's called Super Flexible Seamless Body, and so this actually must be repurposed. Yeah, so it says TB League up here at the top, and it's a super articulated body with a stainless steel skeleton. And so I was actually really hoping that this was made mass produced, that you could buy these, because then I'd start shipping mine out with this. But looks like this was from one of those other figures. And so we'll open it up. You can see it's got slots for all these different little things. My customizer, elf, whatever you want to call them, has included different hands, a head sculpt, a helmeted sculpt, and all those things. So I guess it's time to just pop this thing open. Right away I noticed the colors are looking pretty cool. We've got some sculpted armor with some spikes that I want to be careful that they don't get rubbed or ruined as I pull them out. Oh yeah, and as you can see, we've got some armor plates. Oh, this looks really cool. These straps that are coming up around it. You can see the chest plate, the chest armor right there. There's a nice heavy wash on it. I can't really tell what body this is using because there's so much sculpting over the top of it. The musculature has been sculpted over. I think it's probably Bucky Cap, looking at the shoulders, and then the neck peg as well. But there it is, nice red colors. That color is really cool. It's pretty much exact to what I was looking for. So I'm going to set that to the side here, and I'm going to pull out the heads. Here we have a nice bald head. Oh, those eyes actually are painted really, really nicely. You can see that this is the Iceman, classic retro wave Iceman head. You can pop that right on there. It actually fits really nice. Looks got a little bit of movie Deadpool vibes to it for me. I think this head looks kind of like the shape of Ryan Reynolds because he's got that blocky angular geometry to his face, but that looks pretty cool. I'm not sure if the helmet's a separate head or if it fits over this, but I'll set that off to the side. I'm going to save the head for last, and I'm going to pull out the hands. Here we have just a fisted hand there, and its partner right here. Fisted hand. And then we've got two grasping hands. I like these hands. They're a little bit more expressive. Definitely a cool look for us. I like the finish that's on here, definitely. And then here's the moment of truth right here. Here's the head tucked away in here. And it's got the spikes on it, just like Penance has his head. It's that nice kind of cracked, weathered, battle damaged. It's got those elements of red in there as well with the spikes poking off of it. And so we'll get this guy all put together, try to get this head on here without stabbing myself. I'm gonna put the fists in there like he's charging up his energy. And there he is. We'll take some pictures of him, get him on the Thunderbolt shelf, and thank you very much to my summer swap partner, my maker. Post this on the Fwoosh, find out who it is, hopefully credit him here in this video. You can run on over and follow him. Thank you very much for following along. I look forward to hopefully keeping track one of these for the Secret Santa for 2021. All right, have a good one, and we're out.